I'm kind of starting something new, like after a decade, uh, which is bicycling. Okay, it's part of my cross training for my distance skating thing. Okay, so yes. Um, why this video? This video is to share my little experiences which I had in doing 6 bicycle rides, which covered about 106 kilometers so far. Okay, this is recorded on 26th November 2022. So I thought I could share a little learning which I had with my bicycling. Okay, so my bicycle is Revin Fixie and it's new to the market. Okay, the specifications, probably you could read it on the website. Okay, so I'll start with the learning. Okay, so I might have to pass a little bit between each and every point. I've decided to record this video continuously and I'll edit out the passes. Okay, so you need a bicycle shorts. It's very important. Okay, the bicycle shorts have pads inside them, which obviously covers all your groin area and your butt. Okay, so keep all the taboo aside. Okay, don't feel shy about all these things. You will definitely get hurt because of chafing. Okay, chafing is something like wherein your skin of your soft skin rubs on the surface for a long time and which gets burnt feeling, or get sometimes even bruises. Okay, so when you're bicycling hard, yes, your upper thighs might get burnt a little bit and you might hurt yourself, which will reduce your performance, and it might even think if you are even eligible for doing bicycling. So avoid that. Approach this as a science. You need something cushioning. Okay, padded something with some pads, for your bicycling rides. Okay, so don't feel unimportant to invest in bicycling shorts. It's not like a rabbit hole. When you start bicycling, like you have to invest in that, you will have to invest in this. Bicycle, since the invention of bicycle till today, it's been like more than 150 years or so. So there is a lot of learning, there's a lot of innovation, and a lot of evolving stuff have been happening in the field of bicycles. So people know what they're doing and why they have created all these things. So bicycle shorts is a must when you're doing long distance bicycling. Okay, if you're doing short distance like 5 kilometers or 8 kilometers or so, probably you should be okay, because like those rides should be under half an hour, so you should be all right with that. But if you're doing much longer rides for say like 4 hours or 5 hours or the entire day, or like you're touring, bicycle shorts is a must. Okay, and in earlier days, like I'm talking about like 50-60 years back, when people used to race, the bicycle shorts used to have some leather padding, to avoid all this chafing and all that. So people used to apply some softening grease, some sort of oil to it to make use of it, or someone use a piece of steak, as their cushioning padding stuff, in those days. But these days, like to soften the bicycle pads, you have creams available. Okay, it's called buttercream. My dyslexic mind always read it as butt cream, but nothing wrong. It conveys the meaning. There are various brands available. They are known to be little expensive because they are very thick and meant to last longer for your entire ride or entire day, or depending on the people, the usage, they're meant to last considerably longer than the usual ones. Okay, so you could use those creams, to avoid chafing when you're doing long distance bicycling. So this comes hard as a lesson to me because like I forgot all those things, with 10-year gap of my bicycling experience. So the initial first two rides I did suffer from chafing. Okay, so then I started using some makeshift methods as well. Like I will put some folded handkerchief in a squared form to form a pad to my brief, especially to my groin area or upper thighs, and then I'll put some hand towel or some good towel to my butt on the brief to ride for long distance. Even my yesterday's ride, when I did almost 40 kilometers, which is like 39.8 kilometers according to Relive app, I used this method. And I would apply a cream called Vico. It comes in many, formulas, as in like it has coconut, and it has turmeric. So I used the turmeric version. So it worked. Okay, I couldn't use it in the halfway, but I only applied it once. It lasted for my entire 3 hours 40 minutes ride. So it could work, but it's not completely effective as in like bicycle shorts and the buttercream. Okay, there are various brands available. Please do check them online. It's available through Amazon e-commerce site as well. I didn't check the Flipkart. Okay. There are various types of pedals available for your bicycle if you're doing long distance riding on a road bike. Okay, Revin Fixie with drop handlebars makes it a road bike, and so there are different types of pedals available, as in like a pedal for mountain bike, a pedal for road bike. Okay, so these pedals have some locking mechanism which goes under your bicycle shoe, so which comes to the second requirement, as in bicycle shoes. They are really helpful. The bicycle shoes, the cleats, the locking mechanism is it's called cleats, and the bicycle pedals according to the type of ride you're choosing. If it is a road bike, you could choose a road bike pedal. If you are using a mountain bike for off-road thing, you use a off-road cleat, the off-road locking mechanism, and the off-road pedal. Okay, these really helps. I'll tell you why. So when you are using normal shoes which doesn't have any locking mechanism, you only push this way. Okay, so you only push downwards. Your effective energy transfer to the wheels through the chains is only through the forward direction, wherein like you push. But when you're using a bicycle shoe with locking mechanism, as in it's called cleats, depending upon the type of bikes that you choose, you can actually push as well as pull upwards. Do you follow? Because the bicycle pedal is locked to your shoes, you can actually push the pedal as well as pull the pedal, which makes you ride faster. So bicycling shoes and bicycling locking mechanism, which is called as cleats, according to the type of bike that you choose, road or gravel or off-road, MTB, mountain bikes, they are must. They will definitely help you for long rides, as in I'm talking about minimum 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers. So this is going to definitely help you a lot. Okay, this is quite a big investment. I can totally understand that, but it's not a waste. It's going to help you ride faster, save your time, save your energy, indeed, your health in a long way. It'll help you not to hurt your knee much. Okay, when you're not using any sort of bicycle shoes, regular sneakers and stuff, flip-flops sometimes for a casual ride, sometimes you might hurt your knee, like when you're pushing, your legs tend to tilt a little bit, your toes, your foot kind of turns a little bit like this, which might hurt your knees when you're doing it in a long distance kind. So bicycling shoes, cleats, and pedals, it's very must. Please do invest in that. And if I'm going to invest on a bicycle shoe, a bicycle cleat for the road bikes, and a bicycle pedal, it's going to cost more than my bicycle itself. So it's definitely in my list, plans of list, along with the bicycle shorts and the cream. But all these things combined would cost more than my bicycle. So, anyways, that's my second point, second learning as well. So the third learning, as in like, it's better if you do some abdomen exercises, like to keep it flexible. Belly doesn't mean like it is rigid and it doesn't help you roll. Belly can be flexible. People who are a big size like me can do yoga perfectly. Your body size doesn't equate to the amount of flexibility that you can have. Okay, it was never like that. It's all about exhale, inhale, breathing. Proper cycle of breathing can help you be flexible. So it'll be good if you could do some sort of abdomen exercises, maybe yoga or maybe any sort of physical exercises that'll help you using the drop handlebar in a proper position, as in like the drop position. Lean forward as much as you can, raising your seat taller, and you can lean forward on the handlebars as much as you can, avoiding the air that is coming in front of you, the headwinds that I'm talking about. I had so many headwinds yesterday, but I was only able to ride holding the handlebars to the brake calipers, not in the drop handlebar position, not to avoid the headwinds. So yeah, do some sort of belly exercise, abdomen exercise. That definitely is going to help you. In my case, it was kind of a little bit abstract, like I couldn't lean much forward. So that's my next learning. So my handlebars, coming to the handlebars, the frame seemed to be perfect for me. The Revin Fixie's frame is very comfortable for me, the length and everything. For my height, which I am like 183 centimeter, exactly 6 feet tall. So with the shoes, probably I might look like 6'1" or 6'2". But the frame seems to be perfect for me. I could have a different bottom bracket on my frame, this is really old type, which is carved inside. The new ones, have a projected outside cover, which totally covers all the bearings and everything for the bottom bracket. But coming to the handlebars, if you have big hands, if you're a big size rider, a 31.8 diameter handlebar can really help. Okay, so if you can't afford, like me, going for a very professional bicycle or a professional handlebar, which really are expensive, as much as your wheels cost, you can add double layer grip to your drop handlebars and make it appear like it's comfortable to hold. If you want, you can do that. Mine is like partly comfortable, partly it's not. So if I'm going to hold it in a different position depending upon where I put my hands, but if you feel like 25.4 handlebar diameter or a smaller diameter handlebar is not big enough to hold for you for long distance, you could double grip your handlebar, and use it. It'll be definitely helpful. To me, I don't feel so I need a double grip, but the position or where I put my hands, kind of help me in holding it comfortably for longer distances. Okay. Another thing about the handlebars, as in like when you're leaning forward, there are pretty good chances like there is not proper blood circulation happening to your hands or to your shoulders and thereby your neck. You might feel the strain over this area behind your neck onto your shoulders, because like drop handlebars are designed to avoid as much wind as possible, as in like your hands are very close, as in like within your shoulders. It's not wide and out of your shoulder actually. which you would find it on mountain bikes or any other bikes. Road bikes are designed to have handlebars and hands to be within your body, your torso, so which would avoid a lot of air resistance, So where I'm going with this is like when you're holding it for a longer time, you might feel there is a resistance in your hand building, you know, uh, because of improper blood circulation. You could lift your hands, and do some, flexes like this, pump, pump like this, to relax it a bit. Okay. And sometimes when you're wearing a glove, you know, by the time you're gripping your handlebar for a longer time, the gloves might press against the skin which is between your fingers and your thumb. It might pull up. When you're holding a handlebar like this, the gloves might travel like this and grip your hands way too much. That will also strain your hands because of improper blood circulation. So it's better to take your hand from your handlebars once in a while, pump a little bit like this to relax and have a good blood circulation. And coming to speaking of blood circulation, if you're sitting on your seat for a longer time, it might also cause some improper blood circulation, and you might feel resistive, or what do you call that? You might feel like sore seat, sore spine sometimes, when you're doing that for a longer time. So just stand up a little bit when you're riding, relax yourself, lift up, put less weight onto your one leg and shift your weight to the another leg. Do it. Otherwise, opposite side also. Like vice versa, to relax yourself, and try to breathe via your nose, not through your mouth. These things can really help improve your blood circulation and keep you focused, riding even longer, So the next learning that I had was like Revin Fixie. When I bought the bike, everything that is there in this bike is almost stock, okay, except for the broken stem, which I replaced it with B-twin stem, and I added a cushion to my seats, okay, and other than that, everything that is there on my bicycle is stock. So I haven't customized anything, okay. So the brake system that I have in my Revin Fixie is a rim brake system, which is a V brake system. As in like it has pads which goes and creates friction to the sides of the rims of the wheel, and that's how it stops the bicycle from moving forward. Okay, it's the same brake system for the front wheel as well as the rear wheel. Okay, there are 6 types of V brake system, and the type of V brake system that I have on my Revin Fixie is a side pull rim brake system. Okay, side pull as in like it has a center pivot, okay, and the brake wire runs through the sides, and both the arms that connects to both the pads, gripping the rims, runs to one side of the wheel, either to your left or either to your right. The cable runs to only one direction, wherein both your calipers are connected to that cable on the side of your wheel. Okay, so that's the type of brake system that I have in Revin Fixie, which is a side pull V brake system. Okay, so it's fairly easy to repair this, and you can change the pads and all that. If you want, you can customize the pads, for better ones if need may. But what I wanted to say is like V brake system is not or the rim brake system is not as effective as disc brake system if you want to take your bicycle for a ride in a highway in a regular traffic. Okay, a disc brake can definitely help. It doesn't mean like this V brake system is not effective. Okay, it's definitely going to stop your bicycle. That's how I did my 40-kilometer ride, almost 40-kilometer ride, or 39.8 kilometers to be exact. But a disc brake can be even more effective. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so that's my next learning. So the frame is very comfortable, And I doubt if my frame would accommodate a tire bigger than 23C. So we are going to talk about the tires here. The tires that is there on my Revin Fixie is compass tires, which is of 700C and a 23C combination. Okay, 700C doesn't mean like 700 mm. Okay, or the diameter of the rim or the tire. Okay, it denotes a standard for bicycle manufacturers for manufacturing the rim. Okay, rim. It's only the rim, which has the spoke and the metal part. Okay, so which carves inside, accommodating the tire tube and everything. From that point to the center of the rim, it measures about 622 millimeters, 62.2 centimeters. Okay, that is the measurement for any 700C bicycle tire rim. Okay, and the width, the tire, which is like 23C, which fills the gaps in the rim and comes a little bit outside of the rim, it's going to be of 660 millimeters, meaning 66 centimeters. So that is the diameter of my tires on my front as well as my rear. So with this tire, I could cover certain distance and certain timing. That is what I did. And being 23C means 23 millimeters. So that is the width of the tire. So it's very thin and it could ride faster and it's easy to pedal. So as far as this is considered to be a road bike kind, I was really, moving fast on the roads. When it was a little bit gravelly, I got to manage it accordingly. It doesn't mean like you cannot ride in gravels or sandy area. You can ride on those areas as well with 23C wheels. So I did my best with these wheels, but you could even go up to 25C or 28C if you want. But I'm not sure if Revin Fixie would take 28C, but it can take 25C. That's what I understand. Okay, and I do have plans to update my 700C 23C 723C wheels to airless tires in the future. My first preference is to the allocating my budget to the bicycle shorts, professional padded shorts. My next budget would be to the bicycle tires, airless bicycle tires, as in like it doesn't have any tube. It's not tubeless. Tubeless as in tubeless, and the tube mechanism requires you to pump air into the tire to ride them. Okay, the tube mechanism, which is mine has a tube. Is very little difficult to repair when in case of any punctures. But tubeless tires, which also take air, it's easy to repair for the punctures, but both require for you to pump air into the tires. What I'm talking about is airless tires. This is a solid tire. This is a solid urethane or a solid rubber, okay, which goes around to the measurement of 660 centimeters to roll around the 700C rim. Okay, you don't need to pump. You don't need to do anything. All you have to do is mount it to your rim. That's it. There is a typical mounting mechanism. Whenever I could be able to buy it, I'll show you. I'll definitely make a video about it. But yes, and being a solid tire, it might also squeeze. It's a rubber, basically a rubber or a urethane, so it'll definitely deform. But the thickness or deforming capacity is equivalent to 100 psi pressure of a tubeless or a normal tire, with a tube. Okay, so 100 psi airless tires, that's what I'm looking for. So these are pretty good. You could ride it for roads, but be careful when you get into the gravels. Don't get into the sands too much, but it can ride both. Okay, that's all I can say. So what's my learning? I want to go to airless tires when I'm doing long distance. Okay. So depending on the weather, like when you're using a cycle tire with a tube or a tubeless tire, wherein like you could pump air into your tires, okay? So, but depending on the weather, keep your air pressure, less or more, okay? When it is going to be a cold climate, you could pump your air tighter to your tire, okay? It's not going to expand, okay? But when the weather is going to be warm, as in like a summer, or like when you're taking a bicycle for a ride on an afternoon, wherein like sun could be really up, like even if it was a overcast day, the weather could be warm more than 30 degrees, you don't have to, keep the pressures of your tire too much, too tight. It's okay if it's going to be little less in the pressure psi side, okay, like 80 or 90, that's okay. It's going to expand, and your tires are going to become tighter and harder when in a warm weather. So I'm talking about the road bikes here. So you don't have to worry when you start riding your bicycle on an afternoon in a warm weather. If your tire feels like little, pressed, not too much, but very little, I'm talking about millimeters here. So you don't have to worry, like over the ride, if you do some 3 or 4 kilometers, because of the warm weather and the friction and the heat that is being created here, your tire will expand, your air inside your tube will expand, and it will become tighter, and the psi will increase over time. So you need not worry about it. And that's what happened yesterday. I did not pump air to my bicycle for the 40-kilometer ride, almost 40-kilometer ride, okay? So I know the air was little less on my bicycle, but it was manageable only because of the weather. So that's one of my learning. So my next learning, my bicycle has options for 2 things. As in a free wheel single speed gear. The next one is a fixie gear or a fixed gear. Okay. So by stock, when I received the bicycle, the chain was mounted to the single speed gear mechanism. Okay, so by meaning I can hold my pedal when I am not pedaling. Okay, so the wheels might be rotating, I might be moving forward, but I still keep my pedals still. Okay, I can rest my legs on the pedal by not moving the pedal. Okay, that is the possibility to use it with a single speed free wheel gear system. Okay, please do go study about single speed free wheel mechanism gear on YouTube. Okay, that might definitely help you. So what else I want to say? Next is fixie gear. Fixie gear as in like it's fixed gear. Okay, so when your wheel moves, your pedal moves. When your wheel rotates, your pedal rotates. Okay, so if you have to take off your leg, or if you want to rest your leg, you have to take it off from your pedals and put it onto your frame. Okay, that's how you can rest. Your wheels will be spinning, your pedals will be spinning. If you are not good enough, if you haven't learned to ride a fixie bike, you might get hit on your calf and onto your legs a lot of times. Okay, there's a different set of skills needed to learn a fixie bike, to ride them. It's not difficult, it's not impossible, but it takes time for you to learn. I'm still riding in a single speed. I think I feel more comfortable with my age and with my body size, it's more comfortable than that. So the distance that I did recently, which is my longest ride in my bicycle after 10 years, which is like 39.8 kilometers, I've ridden it on a single speed mechanism. Okay, so I was able to do between 10 and 14 kilometer per hour. Okay, so I might be a little faster at certain points, but the average speed was between 10 kilometer per hour and 14 kilometer per hour. I think it was somewhere between 13.5 kilometer per hour. Okay, so yes, that is for a single speed. If I'm going to have a gear set, a gear cassette, which runs between 11 to 42, various speeds. It has 12 speeds, 11 speeds, kind of gear shift mechanism, gear derailing mechanism. I could be faster, keeping a consistent speed between 25 kilometer per hour to 30 kilometer per hour. I could be definitely faster in those bicycles. So if I am going to upgrade my wheels to disc brakes, yes, if I'm going to upgrade a V brake system or a rim brake system to a disc brake system, I might have to update the hub of the wheel rims as well. Okay, they have a different taller hubs to accommodate disc brakes. Okay, you can't mount a disc brake to a rim brake system, so I might have to update the disc brake hubs. Only then I could upgrade to different cassette mechanism, different gear ratios, multiple gears. Okay, so do I have plans to do that? No, I'm going to keep it as single speed because this is only part of my cross training for my distance skating thing. So yeah, that's my next learning. As in, like, I did what I could do with the single speed thing. I'm all right with it, but I kept my speed consistent between 10 to 15, 14 kilometer per hour. That's absolutely all right. And you don't need to pressure yourself too much when there is a climb that you need to make. If you want to, you might get down from your bike, which is what I did. I got down from two steep slopes where I need to climb them. I got down from a bicycle and pushed my bicycle to a top, to a flat ground, and then I started riding it. And when it was too much of a slope wherein I wasn't confident that I cannot brake or slow down, I got off my bike and pushed my bicycle through that slope, and then I went comfortably. So what does that signify? You can climb a mountain or a hill with this bicycle, but you might hurt your knee severely. And it's designed to be ridden in a moderate, krishnan trough area. So with a moderate speed, which is between what I'm talking about. So with single speed mechanism, it's pretty good. That's what I would say. I'm happy with it. That's my learning. You can be faster or be comfortable like this. So I have chosen to be comfortable. So my next learning is like, even with a single speed bicycle, if you can lean a little bit forward and if you can install aero bars, the aero bars are used in racing bicycles, which are pretty expensive. But there are more affordable aero bars available for any bicycle as well. If you can install aero bars to your bicycle handlebars with a drop handlebar, that could definitely help. That's what I thought. And I still think like it could definitely help my rides if I'm going to install an aero bar. I can rest myself, and comfortably pedal. But aero bar, riding with an aero bar means you need to sit on your seat for a longer time. So I'm thinking of upgrading to aero bar whenever I have enough sets of bicycle shorts with me. Bicycle shorts are considerable investment as well. 2 or 3 bicycle shorts means like it's going to cost more than your wheel. So that's what I'm learning. Aero bars can definitely help improve your ride, even if it is single speed. So the bicycle bells which I installed on my bicycle, Revin Fixie, it's effective for a city ride. Okay, within short distance, people can hear me, clear, and they could make way for me when I use the bicycle bell. But it's not effective in highways. Okay, definitely not effective. They can hear it, but it's very feeble, and it doesn't make them give me way. So probably it's advisable to upgrade to a better bicycle bell, which is little louder, that you can use on the highways for your long distance ride. So if you're planning for really long distance, kindly do think about updating or upgrading to a better bicycle bell than these smaller ones. Okay. The next thing is like I always carried electrolytes tablets with me when I'm doing distance skating. So that habit did continue with this. definitely take your electrolytes. It's very important if you're going for a running, or if you're walking more than 8 kilometers. Okay, anything above 8 kilometers, your activity involving anything above 8 kilometers, running, walking, bicycling, skating, or anything, definitely carry your electrolytes. Your salts are really important. Consume them. It really did help me reducing fatigue or getting fainted in middle of my ride. Okay, so it really did help me. So always carry your electrolytes. I did, and you can even try various brands if you want. Okay, so it really does help. And when it comes to water, my consumption of water is very less when I'm doing bicycling, when I compare it to my distance skating ridings. During my distance skate rides, 3 liters of water would be sufficient. As in, like, I would drink every drop of 3 liter that is there in my hydration backpack. But with my bicycling, I almost bought half of the hydration backpack to my home. I did not drink much water. Not much water was needed for me. So I did drink a lot of water, but it wasn't as much as when I do my distance skating. Carry some sugar with you, as in, like, in the form of chocolates. It can definitely help you, or some bars, granola bars, or like as in Cadbury Fuse or choco bars, with peanuts inside. If you don't have peanut allergy, you could have them. It could be a meal as well as energy distributing a thing. Like, you could have those things. Dates, grop, sorry, not grop, garp. Okay, mixed fruits. So mixed dry fruits, garp. So you could carry all of them. It could definitely help you in long distance ride. My next learning was, like, I kind of stood up, not pedaling. I'm still yet to pedal. I learned to pedal when I'm standing on my drop handlebar bicycle. I haven't learned that yet, because it's only, like, the gap that I had doing bicycling, like 10 years, So I'm still learning to stand up and pedal, but I stood up every 1 or 2 minutes of my rides to relax myself, since I did not have bicycling shorts. It definitely helped me to ease my hip, as well as ease my knees. Okay, so not to stress them too much. So I stood up, leaning onto my right side, straightening my right leg, and putting all the weight to my shifting all my weight to the right leg. And sometimes I would lean onto my left leg, straightening my left leg, shifting all my weight to my left leg, freeing my right leg, relaxing my right side knee. So it really do help. Do, stand up and ride a little bit during your rides. It kind of helps you relax. It also means, like, you're going to put a little some weight to your hands. So do that to relax your muscles during a ride, for your hands as well, sometimes after that when you're sitting. So most important of all, listen to your body. If your body feels like it needs some rest, take rest. Find a good spot, go, put your bicycle aside, sit, or lay down if the places are very comfortable for you. So lay down or sit as you may please. Rest, listen to your body. That's very important. Okay, if you're feeling so tired, don't keep on going. Okay, have a meal, have a water, listen to your body, what it is asking for. Do that, and then continue your ride. Your life is more important than your ride. Okay, so yep. I have learned few terms, as in, like, randonneering, long distance bicycling, gravel bicycling, and all that. I'm still learning about bicycling. I'm still a noob. I don't know much about bicycles. So keep learning them. YouTube University has a lot of materials to learn. There are very good channels available on YouTube for you to learn about bicycles. Everything, literally, I'm talking about everything. Like servicing your bearings, removing all the ball rings. to that detail. I'm talking about to that detail, discussing various companies' products for the same item. Say for bottom brackets, there are several manufacturers, so they're going to discuss about all the manufacturers. There is so many materials available on YouTube University. That's what I'm calling YouTube these days. So go learn them and educate yourself about bicycles. Okay, so if you want to be a long distance rider or be a randonneer or do randonneering, I would suggest you to educate yourself as much as possible and invest. Don't shy to invest. Okay, invest on the sport that you really love and seek for your entire life. So this is going to give you back. What it's going to give you back is very good health and a functioning body that would take you for 100 years, whatever you put your body to, during your life. So educate yourself. That's very important. So we have come to the conclusion. I think that's all I have learned with my 6 bicycle rides after a decade. After a decade, as in like I bought a bicycle and went to my regular IT job, and I worked for a casino-based company as a graphic designer or a UX designer in the later stage. It's not exactly that, but yeah, partly. So I used to ride to my office on a bicycle. I did that for about 1 year, actually 1 year, and before I bought my motorcycle. So that's why the decades gap. And what I'm trying to do now with my bicycle is cross training. Okay, so distance skating has always been my thing. That's what I love. That's what I would love to do in the future. I would like to do for my entire lifetime. Bicycling would be like a cross training process, as in like if I'm getting a little tired, or like if there is some replacement parts that need to come for my long distance skateboard, which is not available in India at all. You might have to import it somewhere, or like you might have to substitute with skateboard parts for a longboard thing. When these things are about to arrive late, or like there is a time for all that, if you need to overhaul your long distance skateboard, or when there is heavy rains and wherein like you can't take your long distance board for a ride, which is a little sketchy and could be risky for your life. So in those situations, I thought like I would use a bicycle. So it's more like a cross training and a substitute. I'm not trying to be a pro bicyclist here. Bicycling is fun. I do like bicycling, and more so into gravel and road bicycling. So bicycling is my cross training thing. It's not my professional thing. That's what I want to say. Okay, so if I have to take it up for a long time in my life, it's going to be distance skating. That's all I wanted to convey, and this is the very little learning that I had with my 6 rides of my bicycling. So hope it was useful. It's a pretty long video. I'm going to cut them into a few parts and upload it if need be. So thank you one and all. Thank you for your patience, and thanks to everyone who have been helping me with the bicycle and bicycle knowledge. Thanks to Lena. She has been there from day one when I bought my bicycle. She was there when I broke my stem, and she was chatting with me like what to do, how to do, or like on day one, like when I bought my bicycle, I let her know about changing the stem and everything in the later stage, but she was there. She knows everything. So thanks to her as well. So thanks to everyone who was in this journey of my bicycle for my 6 rides so far since the day I bought it, assembled it, and replaced few parts. So thank you so much. Thanks one and all. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to every people who have been very supportive during my rides. Thanks to all the good ones. Thanks one and all. Thank you so much. Bye.